Please enjoy the following Winnemac Media production presentation.
Hello, Winnemac Patriots. I'm joined here with Brennan Hamry, Senior Basketball Captain.
Howdy.
I'm here to ask him a few questions about last week's game and tonight's game. Last week you played for Old Beltrami. I know it was a tough loss. You got anything you can learn from that loss going forward?
Just to never give up, you know. I thought we played pretty hard whole game, never quit. And it's just hard to play against, they got a lot of big guys. It gets hard to defend that when we don't have as much height ourselves. But can't dwell on it. We're going to get back in the gym, work hard, get ready for next game.
Yes, sir. Good answer. And how are you going to focus in practice?
You know, we come to practice focused every day, I think. Sometimes we get a little sloppy, but coach helps us get our heads screwed back on, and we're just going to focus. We scout for their team, see what their players do. So we just have an assignment on a person. We watch film and see what they do, so we can figure out what they do and make it easier for ourselves.
And specifically talking about Mahnomen, have you learned anything from watching film? Anything you know specifically?
They're very scrappy, you know. They like to get handsy, which you got to be a good ball handler, you know. Stay focused, don't get overwhelmed by their pressure. You just got to stay focused and just run your offense, be disciplined. Yeah.
Very good. Well, that's all we have. Enjoy the game.
Thank you for watching our Winnemac Media production presentation.
A personal nurse. Nurse Family Partnership provides the information. Are you pregnant with your first baby? Be a better parent tomorrow with good advice today from a personal nurse. Nurse Family Partnership provides the information, advice, and support you need throughout your pregnancy and after your baby arrives, all at no cost to you. Your personal nurse will be there whenever and wherever you need them, making sure you and your baby are healthy, strong, and thriving. For more information, contact your
Boasting the top spot in the East subsection right now, the Clearbrook Gondik Bears. They're 8-1 on the year. Cass Lake Bena in second, followed by Foston, Northland Kellier, and Red Lake. The West subsection with Red Lake County at the top, and Fertile Beltrami and Sacred Heart as the top three teams on that side of the section. Sacred Heart is 4, and Warren Overrated Waslow is 5, as those are the top 5 teams in the West subsection. Like we said, too, the T-Birds and the Pats both in the Pine to Prairie Conference sides, but they're both currently in last place on each half of the conference. Winnemac in 5th place with a conference record of 2-5. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN, they're 0-4, and in the number 5 spot of the south half of the Pine to Prairie Conference. This is the Solely Realty of Foston pregame show. Your pregame coaches interviews, a conversation with head coach John Clark Jr. of the Mahnomen-WAUBUN Thunderbirds. On the way next, you're listening to 1480 AM, 99.7 FM, KKCQ. The Solely Realty of Foston pregame show continues after this.
Are you pregnant with your first baby? Be a better parent tomorrow with good advice today from a personal nurse. Nurse Family Partnership provides the information, advice, and support you need throughout your pregnancy and after your baby arrives, all at no cost to you. Your personal nurse will be there whenever and wherever you need them, making sure you and your baby are healthy, strong, and thriving. For more information, contact your local public health agency or find us on social media. Together we can build a better future.
Your full-service insurance agency is Erskine Agency Incorporated in Erskine. Not only do you get hometown service, but at Erskine Agency Incorporated, you get multiple insurance companies to choose from. Whether it's home, health, auto, life, or farm insurance, Erskine Agency Incorporated has you covered.
American State Bank, Erskine and Grigla can provide you with all the banking services that your family needs, from personal to business or farm banking. They also have mobile banking, bill pay, and you can sign up for the convenient e-statements too. Hometown banking with your neighbors and friends. American State Bank with offices in Erskine and Grigla. Member FDIC.
Polk County Public Health and Norman-Mahnomen Public Health, together, we'd like to remind you how important yearly checkups are for children and adolescents. These visits are an excellent time for you and your child to talk to their primary care provider about their physical, mental, sexual health, or substance use. Don't forget to catch up on immunizations, including your flu and COVID vaccine. For questions on the Child and Teen Checkups program, contact your local public health agency or find us on social media.
Coach John Clark Jr. of the MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN Thunderbirds with us on the pregame show tonight. And Coach, a pretty decent showing in your last time out against the Sacred Heart Eagles. A game that was neck and neck all throughout. I know the Eagles were down one of their better players in that one, but you got to be pretty happy with the boys' performance against them in Sacred Heart, too. Not an easy place to play.
Yeah, I thought we played very good for 30 minutes of the game. Really good for us. So we definitely took a step in the right direction. We've had 2 games since the Christmas break, and we played much better in those 2 games. So obviously you want to keep improving and hoping to take another step forward tonight.
Well, what was the difference in those final 6 minutes of the game against the Eagles?
We just resorted to bad habits. We turned the ball over, and we got super lazy on defense. So, but I think a lot of that had to do with just our guys being tired. So that's something we'll keep a closer eye on. Maybe a little more subbing and giving guys rest, especially in the second half.
Game tonight against the Winnipeg Patriots, and just looking at your guys' roster and their roster too, I feel like this should be a good matchup for both teams. It should be a competitive game.
Yeah, I would think both teams are excited to play this one because I think both teams feel they have a chance to win. So, like you said, we're expecting a competitive game. Obviously you got to make shots and you got to play defense, but I'm just excited to see if we do take that next step because I feel we were at rock bottom before the Christmas break, and I see us starting to really build out of that. So looking forward to it.
Well, rock bottom before Christmas break, but your opponents, the first handful of games, they weren't scrubs by any means either.
No, definitely. We played some really good teams, but like I told our guys, we're not as bad as we look right now. We will get out of this funk, and especially early in the year when you struggle, it just wears on you mentally. We had some kids that it did. You could tell they were feeling it, and sometimes you just got to play and have fun, and that's what we're going to try to do tonight.
Well, it sounds like the Christmas break came at a good time a couple weeks ago. If you had to put a couple keys to the game on this one tonight, what would those be?
For us, it's we have to rebound. We got to win the rebound war, and then we got to get shots. We probably won't shoot a high percentage, but we got to get shots and not turn the ball over. So rebounding and turnovers.
Sounds good, Coach. Thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, it's head coach John Clark Jr. of the MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN Thunderbirds with us on the pregame show tonight. Pregame coaches interviews brought to you by the Boulder Bank in Clearbrook. The last game against East Grand Forks for the Thunderbirds, they lost 65-54, and Coach Clark for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN said they played a solid 30 minutes of the game. The last 6 minutes didn't quite go as planned. Some turnovers, resorting to bad habits as well, so maybe taking some shots that weren't really there for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN was kind of the difference in those final 6 minutes. And East Grand Forks Sacred Heart to end the game would end up going on an 11-2 run to close it out to win 65-54. In that contest, though, however, the T-Birds got a nice performance from Ethan Jackson, who had 18 points and 3 rebounds. Anthony Thompson chipped in with 9. Brody Lutka and Tate Hodek both chipped in with 8 points in that night. Lutka had 12 rebounds in the game as well. And the Thunderbirds looking for their second win of the season. They're playing their 4th game in a row on the road tonight. This is number 4 of 6 in a row on the road. And the next home game for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN, believe it or not, is January 21st. That's going to be their first home game in over a month. The last time the Thunderbirds played at home was on December 12th when they beat BGMR 74-73. So the Thunderbirds looking for a win tonight and can't wait to get back at home come next week, next Tuesday, when they host Northern County East, Ulen Hitterdal. We'll take another time out on the other side of the break. A conversation with head coach Jared Cornier of the Winnipeg Patriots, who have won 3 of their last 5 games and looking to get one step closer back to 500 with a win here tonight. Your pregame coaches interviews continue after this. You're tuned into the Solely Realty of Boston pregame show on KKCQ and Garden Valley TV.
We have a great responsibility to deliver great power. Power that's reliable, affordable, adaptable. Power from coal, wind, hydro. Power that's here right now and that's ready for tomorrow. sustainable power from renewables and carbon capture. With great versatility comes great power. We're all in on all of the above energy.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts, your go-to destination for convenience and support. Life can be hectic, but with Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts in Boston, we're here to make it easier for you. Need a prescription refill? No problem. Use our Nord's Pharmacy app or call our refill line 24/7. It's that simple. And guess what? Once your prescription is ready, you'll receive a handy text alert. Quick and convenient. Don't have time to step out of your car? Our drive-thru is open late until 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Talk about convenience. Visit Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts in downtown Boston, your friendly neighborhood pharmacy ready to serve you.
Hey, Dad. Brought you some.
Head coach Jared Cornier of the Winnipeg Patriots with us on the pregame show here tonight. And Coach, 4-7 overall, coming into a contest at your place against Mahnomen-WAUBun. Started the season a little rough, but winning 3 of your last 5 games. So putting some things together here as of late.
Yeah, and definitely we knew this year would be a development year, but we want to keep progressively getting better and hopefully winning our last 3 of our 5. We're doing that, but every game is going to be a fight for us. Every game is going to be a learning experience. I like that the kids are coming out to compete now. They're ready. They realize they're playing a varsity level. They're playing a varsity season, and a lot of, other than 2 kids, basically, the rest of our team has never really seen varsity action.
What are some of those areas that you look to improve on right away? You saw at the beginning of the year, said, hey, these are the things we need to do well, and now we're 11 games in, whatever it is. Where are you at in those categories?
Well, our defense and our rebounding were our 2 biggest opportunities to start the season. We really came on rebounding, either out-rebounding our competition or at least staying close, and then our defense has really picked up. Offensively, I don't think we've hit our stride. We've got a couple kids that can really score the basketball, but if they don't score, we have a tough time scoring sometimes. So we need to get more kids that will look at the basket, more kids that will think offensively, because we need more than 1 or 2 kids that can be a threat. And once we get all of our kids thinking offensively and being a threat, we're going to be much better.
A big part of that, too, is experience, which is you guys lack, but, just throw them into the game and hopefully the confidence grows.
Yeah, exactly. I would never say don't shoot, and I need kids looking at the basket, and if they're open, shooting the basketball, or attacking off the dribble. And now we're starting to get 2, maybe 3 kids that think offense, and once we get 4, 5, 6, 7, we get further on into the season, I think we're going to be much, much better off.
Hosting the Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds tonight. They fell to Sacred Heart last week, and I know the Eagles, they were down probably their best player with an ankle injury, but what a good showing against the Eagles, a premier team in the West subsection. A scouting report on the T-Birds, what would that be?
Well, Mahnomen, you don't want to be fooled by their record. They're always going to come, and they are going to play, and they're going to compete. That's for sure. We know they're going to have an aggressive style of defense, so we need to make sure we control the pace of the game. We don't want them to rush us and hurry us. If we can get layups out of the fast break, great. But if not, we need to run offense, and that is the one thing we got to make sure they don't speed us up. They get a lot of kids that can shoot the basketball, and they're not afraid to shoot the basketball. In rebounding-wise, we should be good. We should be solid there, and I think we'll play good defense. But as long as they don't speed us up, I think we'll be all right.
Hey, sounds good, Jared. Thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And that was head coach Jared Cornier of the Winnipeg Patriots with us in our pregame coaches interviews. They're brought to you by the Border Bank in Clearbrook. When it comes to community banking, Border Bank of Clearbrook does it better than the rest, understanding their significant role in the community as an engine to spur economic growth. Their small businesses, economic development leaders, and residents depend upon their financial leadership at the Border Bank in Clearbrook. A quick look ahead at what's next after tonight. Our look ahead brought to you by the Crookston and Boston Eye Clinics. For both of these 2 teams, the Winnipeg Patriots will be on the road on Thursday after tonight at the Kitson County Central Bearcats, and then at Goodrich Grigla on Friday. So some tough ones coming up for the Patriots, some stiff competition in those ones. And then for the Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds, they'll play games 5 and 6 in a row on the road after tonight. On Thursday, they're at Bagley, and then on Monday, they're at Red Lake. And Mahnomen-WAUBun, they play 5 games next week in total. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And again, Red Lake on Monday, Norman County East Hewlin Hidderall Tuesday, Thursday against Ada Borup West, Friday against Park Christian, and Saturday at Dilworth, Glendon, Felton. And that is as tough as a stretch as you'll ever see of games. That is your look ahead, brought to you by the Crookston and Fosston Eye Clinics. You should look ahead at your calendar, and if you're saying, when was my last eye exam, you should probably schedule your next eye exam by calling the Crookston Eye Clinic at 218-281-2020 or the Fosston Eye Clinic at 218-435-2424. Patriot fans on their feet as the pep band plays the school song, and both teams back at their bench getting ready for the starting lineup. So we're going to take a timeout, honor America with the playing of our national anthem, and your Hugo's Family Marketplace and Hugo's Express starting lineups are on the way next in the final segments of the Solely Realty of Fosston pregame show. It continues after this on 1480 AM, 99.7 FM KKCQ, and Garden Valley TV.
Hey, Dad. Brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Insurance made easy with the First National Insurance Agency of McIntosh.
Segment of the Solely Realty of Fosston pregame show tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Hugo's Family Marketplace and Hugo's Express in Fosston. First for the visiting Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds. Here's their starting 5. Junior number 3, Tate Hodek. Senior number 5 is Brian Clark. Sophomore number 12, Anthony Thompson. Junior number 30, Brody Lutka. And junior number 32 is Ethan Jackson. Head coach for the Thunderbirds is John Clark Jr. Assistant coaches are Eric Steck, Dayton Makey, Travis Casti, and Jamie Nordick. Starting 5 now for the Winnemac Patriots. Sophomore number 4, Joe Cornier. Sophomore number 10, Jaden Haugen. Sophomore number 12, Hayden Johnson. Sophomore number 20, Ryan Berg. And senior number 24 is Braylon Hamry. Head coach for the Patriots is Jared Cornier. Assistant coaches are Nathan Johnson and Brady Langamo. So 4 of the 5 starters for the Winnemac Patriots are sophomores. On the varsity roster, they have 8 sophomores. The other starter is a senior. No juniors on the roster for Winnemac. Patriots are in their all red uniforms, red, white, and blue uniforms, primarily in red. The Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds are in their primarily white away uniforms. Thunderbirds across the chest, and the numerals and lettering in teal. The white and teal unis for the T-Birds. Thompson will jump for Mahnomen-WAUBun. Hamry for Winnemac. Patriots from left to right. Thunderbirds from right to left. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dawson Peterson, bringing you tonight's action on KKCQ and Garden Valley TV. The first possession of the game belongs to the Winnie-Mac Patriots. Joe Cordier, a bounce pass into the front court. Baseball pass out to Hamry for reversal left corner. A three-pointer is launched by Hayden Johnson. Air ball over the top. Thompson, a rebound, long outlet the other direction, nearly the length of the floor to Brian Clark, and he got stripped. Patriots quickly back the other way. Cordier up top, blocked, but a foul underneath, and Joe Cordier heads to the Bagley Co-op Association free throw line for 2 free throws here early. So both teams going back and forth in the early parts, not even 30 seconds in, trying to get out and run. Joe Cordier at the free throw line. First free throw is on the way, nothing but net. First points of the game belong to the Winnie-Mac Patriots, 1-0, Linfors Insurance Agency scoreboard. Cordier, a premier scorer for the Winnie-Mac Patriots. Second free throw is up, and it rolls around and off the right side. Rebound comes down to Jackson. Thunderbirds push from right to left. Lutka crosses over to his left hand in the front court. Hesitation, left block, fall away, off the window, and he drops it in for 2. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN a quick bucket the other way, and they lead 2-1. Cordier in the backcourt. He's being hassled, and a foul called that time as Brian Clark and Hodek converged on him defensively. And the foul against MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN is the team's second already here early in the first half. I believe they called that one on Clark. Patriot basketball, so full court pressure being applied on the Winnie-Mac Patriots. Haugen right corner, Johnson right elbow, Berg back out, right short corner. Cordier, a little floater with the right hand, misses. Clark the rebound for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Ludka pushes right to left, left corner to Jackson, drives in, hop step, middle of the paint, up and in. Ethan Jackson with 2 points, 4-1. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN in front by 3. Patriots in the backcourt. Cordier moves it off to Haugen, back to Cordier left side, pops around left wing to Hamry, surveying the defense, and Hamry has it in the left wing, caught it back from Cordier. Winnie-Mac maybe caught a little off guard with the full court pressure, but seemingly now handling it just fine. Right wing to Haugen, around to Hamry, touched into the left corner to Johnson. Ball hangs out around the perimeter. Berg inside out. There's a good look. Left corner 3 is in. Hayden Johnson cashes in from downtown, ties it up at 4 with the left corner trifecta, and it's 16:22 left to go here in the first half. Not quite 2 minutes into the first frame. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN with the basketball. Coming off the loss last Thursday against East Grand Forks Sacred Heart. Like we said in the pregame show, the Eagles, one of those premier teams, as Clark has it on the left wing in the west subsection, and they had a really nice showing against the Eagles, even if they were without Parker Erickson, one of their best players. Jackson, left corner 3, no hesitation, that's in, and Jackson puts in the three-pointer. He had a nice game against the Eagles last week. He had 18 points. Thunderbirds are up by 3 here, 7-4. Hamry on the near sideline, avoids a trap spot, steps through, up to Haugen at the top, whipped into the corner. Johnson hit a 3 from the other corner, now he hits one from the right. Back-to-back three-pointers by Hayden Johnson. No panic in the Patriots early. They tie it back up at 7. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN the other way from right to left. Coach Cordier for Winnie-Mac, hands on his knees in his own bench on the offensive side for Winnie-Mac. Lutka, right elbow, backdoor pass, looking for Thompson on the baseline, off his right hand and out of bounds. The second turnover against MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Winnie-Mac basketball, not quite 3 minutes into the second half, make it the first half, I beg your pardon. Cordier, pass over the top. Haugen on the near sideline. Back to Cordier. Johnson, free throw line. Berg, Hamry, left corner 3. Excellent ball movement. Hamry from downtown gets in on the action. And the Patriots back in front by 3. 10-7. 15 minutes to go in the first half. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN basketball. Jackson, Lutka at the right elbow, spinning in, falling away from 14. Tough shot, Brody Lutka. 4 points, and it's 10-9. Lutka with 4 of the 9 points for the Thunderbirds. Winnie-Mac basketball. Haugen, free throw line. Johnson, rather, down to the right baseline with Hamry off the dribble drive. Up to the top. Haugen thought about the 3, driving kick. Cordier from the left wing, a three-pointer, short off the mark. Saved on the baseline by Anthony Thompson, who threw it off the shoulder of Hayden Johnson, falling out of bounds. And it's last touch by Johnson, so it's MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN basketball in a 10-9 game. Thunderbirds from right to left, trailing by 1. Jackson on the left wing, right-handed dribble, dribbles it. Some trouble with it as he picks it up on the right wing. Backdoor pass. Thompson catches, flies in, and drawing an offensive foul. Jaden Haugen underneath. For the Winnie-Mac Patriots, the first on Haugen. Or excuse me, the foul on the Thunderbirds Thompson. It's a charge taken by Haugen, and Winnie-Mac basketball from left to right, leading by 1 point, 10-9. Into the game, James Thompson comes in. The 2 first-half fouls against Anthony Thompson for Mahnomen-Waubun. Winnie-Mac basketball. Johnson for Winnie-Mac to Cornier, left wing, left corner, whip to Hamry. Skip pass, right wing. Haugen, no hesitation, puts up a 3 off the front of the rim. Bird, the rebound, had it stripped as he tried to gather it. Ripped away by Gabe Smith, and Mahnomen-Waubun takes the possession. Winnie-Mac, nice work offensively. Coach Cornier told us in the pregame show he wants to see some more guys be a threat offensively. Seeing that early here. Lutka down to the right baseline. Caught the pass from Jackson from straight away. That's a long pass, and Lutka finishes underneath for 2. Mahnomen-Waubun takes the advantage 11-10 with 13 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Hamry at the volleyball line for Winnie-Mac. Near side to Haugen, strong with it, back to Hamry on the left side of the floor. Over to the wing on that side. Cornier calls for a ball screen, takes it to the baseline, trapped out to Hamry, pick and pop 3 off the heel, rebound tipped around, Lutka hauls it in for Mahnomen-Waubun. Hodak pushes it back into the front court for the Thunderbirds, down to the right baseline, and a whistle and a foul on the floor against Braylon Hamry, a blocking foul against the senior. The first on Hamry, team's first of the half for the Winnie-Mac Patriots. Thunderbirds inbounding on their own offensive side. Smith on the right lane line to trigger it in. Up by 1, 11-10. Left side Jackson down on the block, working in on Berg, putting his shoulder down. Berg stays straight up, and then Jackson puts it off the window for 2. On the left side, Ethan Jackson makes it 13-10, and he's got 7 of the points for the Thunderbirds. Hammering left sideline across for Winnie-Mac, whips it right corner. Haugen, Cordier, no look pass. Berg back out. Haugen, the southpaw for 3 is too much. Lutka with the rebound. Second rebound for Lutka. Across Mahnomen-Waubun, the push to Jackson, stumbling his way into the front court, threw it down to the baseline and out of bounds. Hodak was waiting for it, but it's a turnover for Mahnomen-Waubun as Jackson was a little out of control. Third turnover of the half. Checking in, Hudson MacArthur comes in for the Thunderbirds. Jackson will take a seat. Coach Clark told us in the pregame show that wanting to monitor his guys' energy as the game rolls on. Thought the tiredness was the difference late in that second half against Sacred Heart. Meanwhile, Johnson knocks one down from downtown for Winnie-Mac. Hayden Johnson, his third three-pointer of the half, and it's a 13-13 game with 12.5 to go in the first. Driving in, James Thompson curling around all the way to the baseline, but he got called for a travel. Took an extra step. Turnover number 4 against Mahnomen-Waubun. 13 all. Deadlocked here in the first half. Hamry in the backcourt to Haugen. Right back to Hamry left side. They break the press. Winnie-Mac basketball inside. Stripped from behind. Hamry lost it. Picked up by Lutka. Outlet to the near sideline. Gabe Smith on the left side. Fakes up to the wing. Now goes up to Thompson. Around to the top. Back to Thompson. The ball hangs on the left side of the floor. Entry pass not there. Help side defense was there for Winnie-Mac, and a pass turned over. Another one. Hamry picks up the loose ball. 2-on-1, 2-on-2. Following the play for Winnie-Mac is Langseth with an offensive rebound, and then it falls around loose on the floor as he couldn't hang on and goes out of bounds. Basketball back to Mahnomen-Waubun. Back into the game, Brian Clark for the Thunderbirds. 11:45 left to go first half. 13-13. Pass underneath Lutka. Right elbow. Bounce pass across the lane. Missing was Clark. And the rebound tipped around. Last touch by Winnie-Mac as it rolls out of bounds. Picked up by one of the guys on the bench for the Patriots who are on the left side of the scorer's table from our vantage point. Mahnomen-Waubun with the inbound. Up the right lane line to Lutka. Head fake at the free throw line. 2 dribbles underneath. Double teamed. Right-handed hook over his left shoulder. Too strong. Haugen the rebound on the far left side for Winnie-Mac. Motors into the front court evading a double team. Skips it right corner. Cornier for 3. Rattles it in. Joe Cornier gives Winnie-Mac the 3-point advantage, 16-13. Can Mahnomen-Waubun answer with a triple of their own? Fast-paced first half. MacArthur around to the top. Hodak on the right side. Left-handed dribble by the volleyball line. Lob pass underneath. Lutka, he was too deep underneath. He threw it off the bottom of the backboard. Johnson down with a rebound for Winnie Mac. Across from left to right. Leaves it off to Haugen. Cornier to the top. Drives in with the left hand. Pulls up from 12. Draws a foul. And Joe Cornier back to the stripe for 2. Foul against Brian Clark. His second. Team's third. Make it the team's 4th, and 2 free throws for Joe Cornier, who has a three-pointer in this first half. First free throw is up and nothing but net. Pushes the Winnie Mac lead to 4. 5 points for the sophomore, Joe Cornier. Certainly leaned on in a bigger offensive role this year. Second free throw up, and 2 good-looking free throws. He knocks them both down. 6 points for Cornier, and it's a 5-point Winnie Mac lead, 18-13. Jackson back in the game for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Drives in down to the right baseline. Smith off the miss, couldn't control. Rebound down to Langseth. Winnie Mac back the other way from left to right. Cornier at the top. Johnson, Berg to the free throw line. Faces out to Cornier. Deep 3, that's good. 9 points for Joe Cornier, and the lead inches closer to double digits for Winnie Mac, 21-13. 10:20 to play in the first half. Jackson right wing, thought about a 3, gets by Berg, fakes to the corner, left-handed layup, puts some English on it. On the left side, Ethan Jackson for 2. 21-15, stops a short 5-0 run for Winnie Mac as they lead now by 6 after the made basket by the junior Jackson. Winnie Mac with the possession. Langseth up to Johnson. Free throw line. Berg. Pass was high. Nearly tipped out. Ball loose on the ground after the tip, and a jump ball, and it's going to go to MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Johnson got tied up with Hodak. Both guys fighting for it on the hardwood. And the basketball back to MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN, approaching the midway point of the first half. 21-15. Winnie Mac by 6. Linfor's Insurance Agency scoreboard. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN with the possession. Jackson by the volleyball line. MacArthur at the top of the key. Left-handed dribble, wasted it, hands it back off to Hodak near the top. Whips it left wing, Jackson. Triple threat, ripping through. MacArthur to the top, into a crowd. Back to Gabe Smith on the left side of the floor. Driving in, Smith all the way to the hole, rolls it in. Make that Brian Clark for 2, I beg your pardon. 21-17. Backcourt pressure applied from MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Hammer gets it across for Winnie Mac near the top. Hand off, Cornier right wing. One-handed pass, Berg whips it to the right corner to Hammer. It was too low. Too low, through his legs, out of bounds. Turnover number 4. Brody Lutka checks in for Hudson MacArthur. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN basketball as they can cut into the deficit right now, trailing by 4, 21-17. At one point, not that long ago, was trailing by 7. Make that 8. Bounce pass. Lutka screen and roll with Jackson in the layup right in front. He missed it. And a foul on the rebound. Lutka. That's his first, team's 5th. Nice screen and roll action from Jackson to Lutka. Left-handed layup missed. Langseth checks out for Winnie Mac. Colton Scow is on the floor for the Patriots. A lot of sophomores for Winnie Mac. Big sophomore class. 8 guys on this varsity roster. And Coach Cornier told us in the pregame show, not a lot of them with varsity experience, hardly any. Cornier, a tough 3 from the right wing. Sidestep with the left hand. 12 points, 24-17. Patriots back in front by 7 inside the halfway point of the first half. Jackson left wing for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Black and teal with the basketball. Lutka to the left wing. Clark, he'll try a 3. In and out. Long rebound. Run down by Jackson. An offensive board and another chance. Hanging in the air. Unable to finish is Clark on the right side. The rebound comes down to Hayden Johnson, and he threw it away on the baseline. Turnover number 5 against Winnie Mac. And it's MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN basketball, handed a gift that time. Jaden Haugen comes in for Hamry for the Patriots. Gabe Smith back in. Clark takes his seat for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Smith will throw it in on the right side of the lane. Out to the top, didn't have it, goes to Anthony Thompson. Triple threat, Haugen meets him defensively. Hands it off with Hodak on the right side. Lob underneath, Jackson keeps it high. And he had the positioning, finishes on the right side. 11 points here in this first half for Ethan Jackson. Back to a 5-point Winnie Mac lead, 24-19. Pass underneath, wide open, Scow, they lost him. Colton Scow with the basket underneath. 26-19. Patriots back in front by 7. Mahnomen-Waubun with the possession. Hodak left corner. Back to Jackson. Flare screen open for 3, and he takes advantage from straight away. 14 points for Jackson. 26-22. Thunderbirds back to within 4. Patriots with the basketball. Berg to the free throw line. Out to Haugen. To the top, Johnson. Flips it back to Haugen, right wing. Ball over his head. Leaves it off to Cornier. Dribbles it to the right side. Hands it off to Hayden Johnson. No look pass to Berg. Right elbow. Faces out. Working on Lutka. Out to Cornier. Quick 3 from the right corner is good. 15 first half points for Joe Cornier. He's got 15. Ethan Jackson from Mahnomen-Waubun has 14. Brody Lutka nearly banks in a 3 from straight away. Long rebound run down by Smith. New life now for Mahnomen-Waubun. Right baseline jumper. Jackson a tough shot off the contest. It rolls in. He's got 16 points now. 29-24. Back and forth we go here in the first half with 7 minutes to play. Cornier on the left side for Winnimac. Drives in. Has it stolen away. Hodak the steal. Does he finish? Jump stop, and he blew a tire underneath. On the fast break, he lost his footing. It's a turnover, his 6th. Rather, the team's 6th turnover, and a timeout call from John Clark Jr. and the Mahnomen-Waubun Thunderbirds. Fast-moving first half, 6:47 to play. It's a 30-second timeout for Mahnomen-Waubun. We're back in 30 seconds.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Welcome back out of the timeout, brought to you by the Foston A&W, located right on Highway 2 West in Foston. It is Winnimac basketball, a 29-24 Patriot lead with 6 minutes and 47 seconds to play in this first half. Cornier, one-handed bounce pass. Haugen lost it in the front corner. Turnover picked up by Thompson. Bounce pass underneath. Hodak on the right side rolls it in. Tate Hodak with his first points of the game, 29-26. Patriots lead gets cut to 3. Hammer in the front court for Winnimac. Up to the top, Cordier. Couple dribbles to the inside, out to Haugen. Left wing Johnson, extra pass left corner. Hammery for 3 off the front. Ethan Jackson, the rebound is third. Now he has it ripped away by Cordier down on the baseline. Haugen cuts in, puts up the layup, blocked from behind, but a foul called. Foul against Mahnomen-Waubun that time goes on Ethan Jackson, his first, and 2 free throws coming for Jaden Haugen from the Bagley Co-op Association free throw line. First free throw on the way is good. Second free throw rolls off the right side. No good. 4 of 6 in this first half is Winnimac from the free throw line. Mahnomen-Waubun basketball. Jackson right elbow. Turns down the lane line over the top of Berg. Tough shot. Kisses it off the window. 18 points for Ethan Jackson, having a monster first half. And it's 30-28 after the made basket by Jackson. Hammery right sideline, being trapped, gets out of it, steps through. Haugen, touch pass underneath, looking for Hammery. Turned over. Turnover number 8. Lepka brings it across for Mahnomen-Waubun from right to left. Jackson, left corner 3, a little strong. Rebound underneath, hauled in by Cornier. He gets mugged and a whistle and a foul. The foul goes against Anthony Thompson. Make that James Thompson rather, his first, team 7th, a 1-1 upcoming for Joe Cornier. Clay Below is into the game now for Winnimac. Cordier trying to convert on a pair of free throws here. Has to hit the first as they're in the bonus, and he does. Joe Cordier with 16 first-half points. 31-28, Winnie-Mac back in front by 3 with 5.5 to go in the half. Second free throw rattles it in. 32-28, 17 points for the sophomore Cordier. MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN basketball trying to keep the deficit close. It's a big final 5.5 minutes for the Thunderbirds. Lacked that in the last 6 minutes or so against Sacred Heart last Thursday. Smith on the left side. Top to Lutka. Drives in, left lane, falling away. Jumper over the top of Johnson was a tough one. Cordier the rebound as it hit hard off the front of the rim. Winnie-Mac from left to right. Johnson by the volleyball line. Touches it right corner to Langseth. Up to Hamry. Back to Langseth. Right corner three. In and out. Really nice look. Couldn't get it to fall. Clark the rebound for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. And the foul on the rebound called against the Winnie-Mac Patriots. It was Cordier reaching in, trying to poke it away. His first foul of the game. Winnie-Mac very aggressive from pretty much everybody on the floor. Threats offensively all around for Winnie-Mac, and Coach Cordier likes that. Clark on the left wing for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Up to the top, Smith. Screen and roll, Lutka gets it down to Lutka, puts it up and in and one. Nicely done by the junior forward. Brody Lutka goes right at the rim. Foul goes against Joe Cordier, and Lutka can cut it to a 1-point game if he can make the free throw, making it a 3-point play. The first free throws of the game for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. But it's in and out. Hamry the rebound. Patriots from left to right, hands it off with Cordier on the right side. Still a 2-point game. Johnson, flare screen, left corner, 3, nothing but net. Hayden Johnson with 4 first half three-pointers, 35-30. The lead pushes back to 5. Hodak underneath. Lutka again got behind his defender. And 10 first half points for Brody Lutka. Not a lot of misses in this first half. A high percentage first half for both teams. Johnson at the top, lost it. Jackson picks up the loose ball. Thunderbirds the other way from right to left, can tie it with a 3. Lutka with his left hand all the way downhill, off the window for 2. 12 points for Lutka. It's now a 1-point game, 35-34. Linfor's Insurance Agency scoreboard. Hamry to Cordier on the left side for Winnie-Mac. Haugen will check in on the next dead ball. In the left corner to Langseth, up to Hamry. Johnson from straight away, a deep 3 off the heel, pops into the air. Clark the rebound, and a foul on the rebound goes against Langseth. His first, team's 4th. And MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN takes the possession, can take the lead with a made basket here. 3 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the first half. Hudson MacArthur comes in for Brody Lutka, who has 12 first half points. The Thunderbirds looking for one of their first leads of the game. Haven't led much in this first half. Jackson at the top, pops out, drives down the lane, spins back to the middle. Floater on the way, off the heel, pops into the air. Tipped out to Johnson. Winnie-Mac takes it back. Left to right dribble, Cordier touches it to Hamry, left sideline. On the wing, back around to Cordier. Back to Hamry on the wing. Right-handed dribble, back to the top of the floor. Johnson, Haugen whips it to the right corner. Cordier, baseline drive, and he stepped on the baseline. 10 first half turnovers against the Winnie-Mac Patriots. Brody Lutka checks back in for Ethan Jackson. Those two guys leading the way for MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Here in the first half, Jackson with 18, Lutka with 12. Thunderbird ball. Hodak, left corner, MacArthur. Back up to Hodak near the top. Whips it into the paint, but it's tipped and turned over. 2-on-1 the other way. Outlet Hamry, right-handed layup is good. 37-34. Patriots extend the lead back to 3. A little more comfort with 2.5 to play. MacArthur left wing. Lutka left lane line. Faces up. Puts it up. In and out. MacArthur the offensive rebound. Put back. Scoop layup is in. Hudson MacArthur, Johnny on the spot with the offensive rebound. Back to a 1-point advantage for Winnie-Mac, 37-36. Patriots basketball, quick shot. Hamry right baseline again. Not a lot of misses in this first half. A jumper from 12 is in by Hamry, 39-36 Patriots. Hodak on the right baseline, puts up a shot, but they're going to call him for an offensive foul. against Hodak is his first, team's 8th. Player control foul, so no free throws for Winnie Mac. Ryan Berg back into the game for the Patriots. Full court pressure again from Mahnomen-WAUBun. Cornier to Johnson. They break it easily again. Johnson in the right corner with 4 first-half threes. Down to Berg. Double team comes. Back out Johnson. He'll try again. Comes up short. Clark the rebound for Mahnomen-WAUBun right to left. Pushes it down to the right baseline to Hodak. Into the middle of the paint. MacArthur rips through. A bunny misses, but Lutka gobbles it up and puts it back in for 2 more. 14 points for Brody Lutka, and it's back to a 1-point game. 39-38, Winnie Mac. Haugen in the front court for the red, white, and blue. The Patriots hammering baseline drive with the right hand. Cut off, whips it out to Johnson. Left wing 3, off the heel. Long rebound, tipped out. Run down by Clark, his 6th rebound of the half. Pushes it back into the front court from right to left for the Thunderbirds. Lutka to the top, fakes left, goes right. That's Clark, right wing, thought about a 3. Bounces it back to Lutka inside the dome, cutting through. Hodak down from the left baseline. And Mahnomen-WAUBun takes the lead 40-39. 60 seconds to play first half. Free throw line to Berg. Right corner 3. Hamry puts it up. That's too strong. Lutka the rebound, and he got bumped by Berg, and that's the first on Berg. Team's 5th. And Mahnomen-WAUBun the 1-point advantage, 40-39 with 56 seconds to play in the first half. Fast-moving first half, fast pace for both teams. Jackson and James Thompson back on the floor for the T-Birds. Not a lot of misses either from both of these two teams. Hodak brings it across the timeline for Mahnomen-WAUBun, trying to push a slim 1-point lead. Clark at the top, left wing, Jackson, thought about a 3, and he switched pivot feet, correct grammar that time. So switched his pivot foot, he squared up, switched from his right to his left. Turnover, number 9 in the first half. Winnie Mac basketball. Johnson into the front court to Hamry. Back to Johnson by the volleyball line. Cordier on the right side. Right corner. Scow back up to Johnson. 30 seconds to play. Pass and cut. Nobody accounted for Johnson in the lane. The first 2-point basket from Hayden Johnson. 41-40. Winnie Mac takes the basketball, or rather takes the lead back. Mahnomen-WAUBun with it. 20 seconds. Shot clock is turned off. Jackson in the right corner faces up. Skips it to the left corner to Brian Clark. Up top, James Thompson puts up a 3. Off the heel, Hayden Johnson the rebound, but he had it stolen away by Tate Hodak, who finished on the left side for 2. 3 seconds left. Left corner, Scal, pass underneath. Stolen away, and Hodak puts up a shot from 3/4 court that comes up short. Hardly any time to breathe in this first half. Mahnomen-WAUBun leads by just a single point, 42-41 on the Windforce Insurance Agency scoreboard. Your halftime report from Bid It On Auctions, bididon.net. On the way next on KKCQ and Garden Valley TV.
I highly recommend GVT. It was the best decision I ever made.
It's so pleasant to speak with a real person who's knowledgeable, efficient, and effective in their position.
The quality and reliability of our internet, TV, and cell service instantly improved.
Buffering is a thing of the past. We switched to Garden Valley Technologies for our internet service and couldn't be happier.
Be a part of our growing family and share in our success.
At Christian Brothers Ford of Crookston, we make buying your next vehicle easy. Not only do we have a large selection to choose from, but we also offer them with a wide range of options. Whether it's the F-150, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Ranger, we'll find the vehicle that best fits you and your budget. Check out the selection at ChristianBrothersFord.net or ChristianCarsOnline.com. Find your next vehicle at Christian Brothers Ford, Highway 2 East in Crookston.
Hi, this is Jim, and with Bernie Berkemeyer, we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us in enchanting Ireland June 25th to July 4th. Experience the ancient history, natural beauty, and the warm hospitality of Ireland. We travel across this beautiful country visiting places like the Kilkenny Castle and the breathtaking cliffs of Moher. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Linforce Insurance Agency in your viewing area if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Brought to you by Bid It On Auctions, bididon.net, an online-only auction located at the Gully Center Mall at 301 South Main Street in Gully. Coming up, bidding has opened. It's going on right now. It's an online-only auction. Bidding started on January 12th and will close on Wednesday, February 12th. If you have questions, call Jeff Wagner at 218-766-3180 for more information. Bid It On Auctions, bididon.net. Really fast-paced first half here between Mahnomen-WAUBUN and Winnie-Mac, a one-point game that sees the Thunderbirds in front 42-41. Big first half from Ethan Jackson and Brody Lutka. Both of those guys in double figures tonight. Tate Hodak a nice first half as well, chipping in. We'll get to those numbers momentarily. But it's truly been back and forth all night. From the 13-13 point, that was kind of the only run of the first half. Winnie-Mac would make an 8-0 run to go up 21-13. But Mahnomen-WAUBUN back-to-back baskets to cut it 21-17. A three-pointer from Winnie-Mac to make it 24-17. A couple of baskets for Mahnomen-WAUBUN, getting it to 26-22. A timeout called at the 29-24 mark by John Clark Jr. of Mahnomen-WAUBUN, and I truly think that was just to get his guys a breather near the midway point or just beyond the midway point of the first half. Coming out of the timeout, a basket from the Thunderbirds, 29-26. Back and forth, like we said, the rest of the first half. Winnie-Mac would hang on to the lead for most of the first frame before Mahnomen-WAUBUN would take the lead late 40-39 and go into the locker room 42-41. That's your game summary from the first half as we're inside the halftime report, brought to you by Bid It On Auctions, bididon.net. We'll run through some numbers here in just a little bit, take a look ahead at what's next for both of these two teams, and then get you ready for the second half. Tight one between Mahnomen-WAUBUN and Winnie-Mac. It's 42-41. Thunderbirds in front by a single point here at the break. The halftime report continues after this on KKCQ and Garden Valley Channel 30.
At Cenex, we're more than your gas station. We're your neighbor. We've got soup when you're under the weather, and treats when you're over the moon. We've got fuel when you've got places to go. And most of all, we've got a big heart when it comes to supporting this community, because it's our community too.
Best of luck to all the area sports teams from the Brooks, Oakley, McIntosh, and Red Lake Falls Cenex stores.
Exceptional people, exceptional care.
The team at Riverview Health is getting stronger to serve you better. Riverview Health is pleased to welcome orthopedic surgeon Dr. Brennan Smith. Dr. Smith specializes in joint replacements and sports medicine. Dr. Smith is now seeing patients at Riverview Clinic in Crookston, East Grand Forks, and Thief River Falls. You know you'll be in good hands with Riverview Health when you need specialized care. For appointments, call 218-281-9595.
The Winnie-Mac Travel Center is a truck stop and convenience store located at the intersection of Highway 2 and 59, just outside of Erskine, Minnesota. We have 6 gas pumps to fuel from and 8 pumps available for diesel. The Winnie-Mac Travel Center offers different items in our kitchen. We also have a touchless car wash located on the south side of the station. The Winnie-Mac Travel Center located at the intersection of Highway 2 and 59.
We switched to Garden Valley Technologies for our internet service and couldn't be happier.
The quality and reliability of our internet, TV, and cell service instantly improved.
The staff has always been great at steering us to the service for our needs.
Thank you for making our lives better.
I highly recommend GVT. It was the best decision I ever made.
Join GVT and share in our success.
Happy to have this company in my hometown.
When you're in the market for a new vehicle, why not shop Christian Motors, your Chevy and GMC dealer?
Report tonight brought to you by Bid It On Auctions, bididon.net, as it's Mahnomen-WAUBun leading at the break 42-41. On the Linforce Insurance Agency scoreboard. Let's get to some first half numbers brought to you by Smile Designs in Fosston. First for the Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds. Really solid first halves. Ethan Jackson had 18 points, 4 rebounds. Brody Lutko with 14 points. 7 points for Tate Hodak and 2 points for both Brian Clark and Hudson MacArthur. For the Winnemac Patriots, they're led by Joe Cordier with 17 points in the first half. 14 for Hayden Johnson. He had 4 first half threes. Braylon Hamry has 7. And Colton Scow with 2 points in the first half. 11 turnovers against the Winnemac Patriots compared to 9 for the Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds. From the Bagley Co-op Association free throw line, Winnemac was 6 of 8 for 75%. Mahnomen-WAUBun 0 for 1, 0% there. And then tallying up some rebounding totals from this first half, it's Mahnomen-WAUBun out rebounding Winnemac 17-10. Like we said, not a lot of misses from this first half, so rebounding numbers a little bit low, as that was a key to the game for both coaches. 17-10 Mahnomen-WAUBun leading in the rebounding category, and the Thunderbirds on top on the scoreboard 42-41. Those are some stats brought to you by Smile Designs in Fosston. At Smile Designs by Sandwick, we are committed to your health, beauty, and relaxation. Visit our website today to book an appointment for braces, clear aligners, therapeutic or cosmetic aesthetics, and after your appointment, schedule to relax and unwind in our state-of-the-art massage chair. A look ahead at what's next after tonight, brought to you by the Crookston and Fosston Eye Clinics, the best care in sight. Winnemac is on the road for the next 2 games this week, Thursday and Friday, at Kitson County Central and Goodrich Grigla. For Mahnomen-WAUBun, they'll play their 5th game in a row on the road at Bagley. On Thursday, we'll have coverage of on KRJM or right back here on KKCQ Radio, but we will have coverage of that game on Thursday, and then they'll also play on Monday at Red Lake. That's their final game of 6 in a row on the road. That's your look ahead, brought to you by the Crookston and Fosston Eye Clinics. Just like our athletes keep their eyes on the prize, the Crookston and Fosston Eye Clinics are dedicated to keeping your vision sharp and focused. Whether it's the big game or your everyday life, trust the experts who care for our community's vision. It's the Crookston and Fosston Eye Clinics, the best care in sight. Exciting second half coming up between Mahnomen-WAUBun and Winnemac. It's Winnemac basketball as they'll go from right to left. Mahnomen-WAUBun the opposite. They'll go from left to right. Johnson in the right corner as we get started. Just underway half number 2, 1-point game. Thunderbirds in front. Haugen dribbles it all the way around the arc with a left hand. Hands it off to Hamry just beyond the volleyball line. Chest pass, right wing. Johnson weaving around with Haugen at the top. The Mahnomen-WAUBun defense pushing them out beyond the perimeter. Hamry, baseline drive, out to Johnson. Puts up a 3, and he puts it in. 17 points for Hayden Johnson, his 5th three-pointer of the game. Winnemac back in front by 2, 44-42. Thunderbirds basketball trying to answer and tie it right back up. Anthony Thompson drives to the right elbow. Chest pass left wing to Hodak. To Lutka left elbow, who had 14 first half points. Spins in on Johnson. Takes an extra step, pivoting through. Misses. Jackson the offensive rebound. His putback comes up short. Rebound in the far corner picked up, and then the Thunderbirds lost it. Hamry picked up a loose ball, outlet into the front court. Hayden Johnson left wing for Winnemac, right-handed dribble, handing it off to Cordier on the wing. Left corner, Haugen. Chest pass up to the top, around to the right corner, Hamry. Screen and roll, Johnson rather pick and pop, right corner 3, misses, and one of the rare misses from Hayden Johnson tonight. Jackson the rebound for Mahnomen-WAUBun. Lutka lobs it over right wing to Clark. Up to Jackson at the top from straight away, and he converts from downtown. 21 points for Ethan Jackson, and Mahnomen-WAUBun back in front by a single point. It's 44-45. Johnson drives in, out to Haugen, right wing from the left baseline. The pass went out, air ball wide left and out of bounds. And Coach Jared Cornier, he likes the shot. It's a wide open look. The execution on it just not there, but he'll take that open look every time. 2 minutes into the second half, 45-44. Thunderbirds by one. They've got the basketball. Clark at the top to Hodek on the right wing. To Lutke at the free throw line. Big first half. Looks inside, high, low, goes outside. Clark left wing three off the back of the rim. Pops high into the air and over the backboard and out of bounds. Basketball goes back to Winnie Mac. Mahnomen-WAUBun taking off that full court pressure for the moment as Winnie Mac didn't have a ton of issues with it. Hamry gets his pocket picked by Anthony Thompson, who finishes. No, he doesn't finish the other way. Rebound brought down by Hamry. Thompson has to get back into the play. He does. Hamry to the right wing, up to Cornier. Dribbles it back to where it came from on the wing. Baseline drive off the window. Swirls around and off. Lutke with rebound number 5. Thunderbirds push. Jackson, left sideline, driving in a little out of control. Wild off the window. Berg the rebound. First of the game. Hamry outlets it right sideline. Johnson drives in on Lutke. Hits the deck and a whistle and an offensive foul against Hayden Johnson. Lutke took the charge on the right side of the floor. It's the first foul against Johnson, the team's first of the half. Thunderbirds with the possession in front, 45-44, 15-24. Left to play in the second half. Left wing over to Brian Clark. Hodek, volleyball line. Just inside the Patriot logo. Right wing, Anthony Thompson. Hamry on him defensively. Tight bounce pass. Jackson quickly made a move with it. He curled downhill. 23 points for Ethan Jackson. Knew what he was doing with it right away. 47-44. Thunderbirds back in front by 3. Patriots hot three-point shooting. Really not an issue if they want to try and tie it up. Johnson, middle of the paint, driving in. What a night for Hayden Johnson as he converts from about 9 feet. 19 points for him. 47-46. The Thunderbird lead is just 1. An outlet down the near sideline. Finding Brian Clark. Cornier tried to tie him up, but he gets called for a hold. His third foul. Team second of the half. Back in for the Thunderbirds, James Thompson. Charlie Carlson in for the first time for Winnie Mac. He'll be tasked defensively on Ethan Jackson. Thunderbird basketball. Smith left wing. Jackson to the free throw line. Spins in, pulls back, puts it up from 12, and he rattles it home. 25 points for Ethan Jackson. The Thunderbird lead is 3, 49-46. 14 minutes to play. Haugen to Hammer. Left wing Johnson. Right-handed dribble. Curling his way inside the paint. No-look pass. Right side. Carlson, an immediate impact off the bench, draws the foul. Charlie Carlson just hanging out down by the right block, sort of in that short corner area. The foul on Lutke's his second. Team's first of the half. Goes up strong. Carlson does. Draws the foul and some big free throws here in a three-point game. 49-46. Mahnomen-WAUBun. High arching free throw on the way. Off the heel. No good. Second free throw for Carlson in a three-point game. Up and again off the heel. Hard off the heel. Offensive rebound. Haugen in amongst the trees. Has to whip it out after he had one shot blocked. Cornier left wing drives in on the baseline. Hammer from 13 hangs in the air. Puts up a shot. Too strong. Lutke the rebound. Mahnomen-WAUBun from left to right. Jackson to the inside. Kick out to Thompson at the top of the key. Anthony Thompson, hop step inside. Floater up from a couple feet. Bounces off the back of the rim a couple times. Jackson hauls in the offensive rebound and he puts it back in. 27 points for Ethan Jackson. And the largest lead of the night for Mahnomen-WAUBun. It's 5. 51-46. 13 and a half to play. Haugen to Cornier. Haugen threw the pass. He almost walked with it. Cornier right wing drives in. Triple team, and he's blocked up top. Lutke the rebound. Near sideline. Thompson brings it across for Mahnomen-WAUBun. Back out to Gabe Smith. Jackson left side. Pocket pass. Lutke right in front of the rim. 16 points, and that'll trigger a Winnie Mac timeout down 53-46. Timeout's brought to you by the Foston A&W. 13:08 to play in this second half. We're back in 30 seconds.
market for a new vehicle, why not shop Christian Motors, your Chevy and GMC dealer, Highway 32 North in Fertile. You can take advantage of one of the largest selections of new and used vehicles with some of the best prices in the area. You can shop the lot or you can check them out online, christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. They are proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer in Fertile, and they're proud to have one of the largest, best selections around. It's Christian Motors of Fertile.
Coming out of the timeout, Mahnomen-WAUBUN in front by 7 points, 53-46. Timeout's brought to you by the Boston A&W. Feel the heat this winter with the new double spicy Papa Burger. Backed by popular demand, the Sriracha cheese curds at the Boston A&W. Winnie Mac basketball trying to cut into the now 7-point deficit. Cornier weaving at the top, hands it off on the right wing. Langseth drives in, puts up a jumper from the right elbow, had it blocked. Lutka down with the rebound. His fifth already in the second half. Mahnomen-WAUBUN left wing stepping into a three. Smith, the big bucket. First points of the game for Gabe Smith, and it's a 10-point Mahnomen-WAUBUN advantage, 56-46. Cornier into the front court for Winnie Mac, desperate for a basket here offensively. Scoops it right corner to Langseth, picks it up on the baseline, left wing. Johnson's been hot all night, and it continues. 22 points for Hayden Johnson, 56-49. The sixth three-pointer of the game for Johnson. Mahnomen-WAUBUN basketball to the top with Anthony Thompson. Left wing, Jackson for three. He's had a big night. That's off the heel, and the long rebound run down by Hamry with 12:05 to play in the second half. Right corner, Langseth nearly threw it away. Back up to Hamry in front of his own bench on the far side of the floor. Pulls it back out to the volleyball line. Long bounce pass to Haugen. Runs into a ball screen with Hamry. Had it poked away into the lap of Langseth. Baseline drive. Tough pull-up. Falling way to his right. Johnson an offensive rebound. Sliding his way into the middle of the paint. That's off the heel. Lutka down with a rebound. Long outlet the other direction from Lutka to Anthony Thompson. 58-49. Back to a 9-point lead. Cornier right wing three off the mark. Rebound underneath to Langseth. He finishes and one. Cornier airballed it, fell right into the lap of Charlie Carlson, who just sort of scooped it back to Langseth, finishes for two right in front of the rim, and a foul against Mahnomen-WAUBUN. That's on Ethan Jackson, his second, team second of the half, and a big free throw for Austin Langseth to try to complete the three-point play. 0-2 to start the second half from the free throw line. The Bagley Co-op Association free throw line. Langseth's free throw hits every part of the rim and then just flips out. 6 rebounds for Lutka. Mahnomen-WAUBUN basketball. Left wing to Clark. Up to the top to Anthony Thompson. He'll try a deep three. Nothing but net for Anthony Thompson. 5 points, 61-51. Mahnomen-WAUBUN back in front by 10. Hamry for Winnie Mac, a baseline drive. Up to Hayden Johnson from straight away. Again. Hayden Johnson, 25 points, 61-54. Another three-pointer by the sophomore with 11 minutes to go. Hodak right wing for Mahnomen-WAUBUN. To Clark, back to Hodak, back to Clark left wing. The zone defensively shifts around for Winnie Mac. They play catch on the left side. To Smith. Thompson, who hit it 3 moments ago. Back to Smith in the left corner. They don't like it on the inside. Daring Mahnomen-WAUBUN to shoot. Thompson drives in, hangs in the air, he left the layup short. Johnson down with a rebound for Winnie Mac. Pushes from right to left. Outlet to Langseth, puts his head down, drives in, floater off the window, no good. Langseth an offensive rebound, back to Johnson. Jumper from 12, in and out. Clark down with a rebound. To the right wing, a three. Thompson, too much. Offensive putback, nobody blocked out. Brian Clark, who's got 4 points. 63-54. Mahnomen-WAUBUN with the deficit, or rather the advantage. It's hung around 7, 8, 9 points for a decent amount of the second half. A timeout from the Winnie Mac Patriots. It's a full timeout brought to you by the Boston A&W. We're back in 60 seconds.
Lakeside Building Center in Erskine is your post-frame building professional. Call 1-800-446-3655 to find out how much you can save on sturdy built buildings like machine sheds, garages, RV storage buildings, hay and loafing sheds. Sturdy built features, Fabro roofing, and siding systems that can be customized to meet your specific needs. Serving you with the experience and quality you can trust. Lakeside Building Center, located right along Highway 2 East in Erskine.
Second timeout brought to you by the Foston A&W, located right on Highway 2 West in Foston. What a game it's been for Hayden Johnson and the Winnie Mac Patriots. He has 7 3-pointers, but Mahnomen-WAUBun has been able to push a second-half lead to 9 points, 63-54 as it stands right now on the Linforce Insurance Agency scoreboard. And the offense has been a little bit cold for Winnie Mac in this second half. Only scoring 12 second-half points so far compared to 22 for Mahnomen-WAUBun. It's Winnie Mac basketball. We'll start on the offensive end here. Needing a basket. Johnson at the free throw line. Out to Haugen, a head fake from the lefty. Leaves it off to Hamry on the left wing. Dribbles it around, picks it up, scoops it back out to Johnson. 2-dribble pull from the free throw line, deflected. Haugen the offensive rebound. Skip out left wing. Hamry for 3. Off the front. Rebound brought in by Anthony Thompson. Mahnomen-WAUBun pushes the other way on the right side. MacArthur catches the bounce pass and finishes for 2. 4 points for Hudson MacArthur, now an 11-point Mahnomen-WAUBun lead, 65-54. Cornier takes a handoff from Haugen, drives in, tough floater on the right side, too strong. Thompson the rebound, Thunderbirds push, trying to push an already 11-point lead. Left side into the corner, Clark thought about a 3. Off to MacArthur at the free throw line. 1 dribble, hop step, pulls up from 11 and rattles it home. Hudson MacArthur now a big impact in the second half. Mahnomen-WAUBun now in front by 13. Halfway gone in the second half, 9-minute mark. Winnie Mac basketball, Johnson to Cornier. Hodek went for the steal. He was behind him, out of positioning. He gets called for the foul. His second of the game. Colton Scow checks into the game for Winnie Mac. Patriot basketball, Hamry on the right side. To Hayden Johnson, a high dribble in front of his own bench. Spins back, hands off to Scow, trying to drive in. A little crafty move, Scow in front. Puts up a floater and he leaves it short. MacArthur the rebound, and he tries to rip through a double team. And the foul against Colton Scow, trying to poke it away. Foul on Scow is his first, team's third. Full court pressure now on from Winnie Mac with 8:46 to play. Thunderbirds in front, 67-54. In the backcourt, Brian Clark, double team. Cornier poked it away. Loose ball picked up by Smith. Deep in the backcourt to Hodek. Whips it across in the nick of time. Down to the right baseline. Clark spinning his way in front. Puts up a shot from a couple feet. Comes up short. Cornier the rebound for Winnie Mac from right to left. Trailing by 13. Needing a big basket. Stagnant offense here in the second half. Scow, 2 dribbles out to Johnson. He's got 7 3-pointers, and that one's off the mark. But a rebound for Berg on the left block. Back to Johnson. Long 2, drives in, and then rolls it in. 27 points for Hayden Johnson. 67-56, Mahnomen-WAUBun in front by 11. Thunderbirds taking care of the basketball. Pass into the front court to Clark. Out to MacArthur. A defender gambled. A second one gambled, and that left Jackson with a free lane to the hoop, and he missed it. And an offensive rebound by Clark and a putback. 69-56, 13-point Mahnomen-WAUBun lead. Winnie Mac, they can get a score, no problem. But it's the defensive stops. Johnson, baseline drive, middle of the paint. Tough floater, Hayden Johnson. 29 points inside the middle of the paint, 69-58. Really nice night for the sophomore Johnson. Jackson into the front court, a 2-on-1, Mahnomen-WAUBun over across the lane. MacArthur on the left side for 2. Again, Winnie Mac can't get the stop, 71-58. Patriot basketball, 7:10 to go. Cornier drives in across the lane. Berg, and for the moment it looked like he got mugged, but he was able to fight through the contact. No whistle, 71-60. An 11-point game again, like we said. Inbounds from Mahnomen-WAUBun goes to Hodek. He got pushed. And the foul goes against Joe Cornier, and that's a big one. He's got 4 fouls now. Substitutions in. Haugen and Hamry back on the floor. 7 minutes to play second half. An 11-point Mahnomen-WAUBun lead, 71-60. Lutka inbounds. Goes to Anthony Thompson. Hamry stays with him to Gabe Smith on the near sideline. Haugen with him in the backcourt. Smith dribbles it into the front court. On the left side, spinning back toward the middle. Pitches it to Hodek. One step beyond the volleyball line. Inside to Jackson. Nearly lost it. Now he does. Loose ball. Dribbling on his backside to the right baseline. Smith hangs in the air. Puts him a floater. Left it short. Second chance misses. Haugen the rebound. The outlet to Cornier. And the layup. He left it short. Wide open layup. Cornier couldn't convert. A chance for the Patriots, but they come up empty. Baseline drive, fall-away jumper from Thompson, misses. Hodek comes screaming down the lane for the offensive rebound. Couldn't put it back, hit the deck. A couple of bodies hit the floor, no foul. And Coach John Clark Jr. questioning why it was just out of bounds. Long outlet, Johnson, left corner, three is good. For the 8th time tonight, Hayden Johnson from downtown. 71-63, 8-point game, 6:05 to play. Jackson down the near sideline. Going in on Thompson. Oh, an offensive foul called against Ethan Jackson. Hamry stepped in at the last second. Jackson was going all the way to the rim. Boy, and that was close. Hamry at the very last second stepped in on it. So they get that stop defensively in an 8-point game now after the made three by Johnson. Winnie Mac basketball. 6 minutes to go. Haugen in the right corner. Back up to Hammer. Hodek is face guarding Cornier. Takes the handoff from Haugen. Dribbles into a three. Right wing. Swirls around and out. Decent look. Couldn't convert. Lutka the rebound. Long outlet. Jackson and too far out in front. Lost it out of bounds. The officials are looking at each other. The one official's walking back to Winnie Mac's direction. And the other two nod at each other and say, yep, let's do that. Winnie Mac basketball. Down 71-63. Thunderbirds led by as much as 11 here in the second half. 5.5 to go. A crucial final 5 minutes. Hamry to the right wing. Hands it off to Haugen. Dribbles through the zone. Bounce pass. Left side. Langseth. 4 points for Austin Langseth. 71-65. Long pass the other way from MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Winnie Mac. Looking for Thompson on the near side. Boy, MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN, the long passes, those are dangerous. And if those are what the bad habits Coach John Clark Jr. told us in the pregame show, they're coming up a little bit here in the last couple of possessions. Lutka's been quiet in the second half. From the middle of the paint over his right shoulder, too strong. Haugen down with the rebound. Another long pass to Langseth, running three underneath on the right side for two. 71-67. The MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN lead is now just 4. Hodek across the timeline from left to right. To Ethan Jackson on the right side. 5 minutes to play. Bounce pass to Lutka, left lane line, working on Johnson, goes around him, and he finishes for 2. 18 points for Lutka, has just 4 points in the second half, and John Clark Jr. takes a TO. Brought to you by the Foston A&W. It's a 73-67 game with 4 minutes and 49 seconds to play. We're back in 60 seconds.
Are you pregnant with your first baby? Be a better parent tomorrow with good advice today from a personal nurse. Nurse Family Partnership provides the information, advice, and support you need throughout your pregnancy and after your baby arrives, all at no cost to you. Your personal nurse will be there whenever and wherever you need them, making sure you and your baby are healthy, strong, and thriving. For more information, contact your local public health agency or find us on social media. Together, we can build a better future.
Coming out of the timeout, 73-67, MAHNOMEN-WAUBUN. Winnie Mac basketball. Haugen, Johnson left wing, has 8 3-pointers tonight. Hands it off to Cornier. Right-handed dribble out top, back to the wing. Haugen in the left corner, right-handed dribble. Johnson to the right wing off the reversal. Spinning around, right wing, Hamry, right corner, 3, in rhythm, off the front, rebound, out of bounds, last touched by Winnie Mac. 4 4:25 to play, 73-67, Mahnomen-Waubun leading by 6. They've led by as much as 11 in the second half. Left sideline, James Thompson spins his way into the front court, driving down with the right hand, and a whistle and a foul called against Jaden Haugen. That's his first foul of the game, team's 5th of the second half. Neither team in the bonus, 5, make it 4:17 to go. 73-67 Thunderbirds. Jackson off the baseline, out of bounds, catches on the left side, over the top of Langseth. They couldn't get it to fall. Lutka, the offensive rebound, down on the left baseline, puts it up and rattles it in as he works his way back to the middle of the paint. 75-67. The lead now is 8 again for Mahnomen-Waubun. Hammer into the front court with 4 seconds, rather 4 minutes to play for Winnimac. Loose ball, Hammer lost it. Jackson picks up the loose ball. First turnover of the second half. Thompson the other way for Mahnomen-Waubun, had it stripped, but a foul against Haugen, and Anthony Thompson to the Bagley Co-op Association free throw line for 2. 2 made free throws would push it to a 10-point game. It's the 6th team foul against Winnimac, just the second on Jaden Haugen. The first free throw by Anthony Thompson is up and nothing but net. Only 2 free throws have been shot in the game for Mahnomen-Waubun. A second free throw by Thompson, rolls around, bounces and falls through, and it's back to a 10-point advantage for Mahnomen-Waubun, 77-67, and now a steal in the front court. It's Thompson coming up with it again, and a foul against Hammery, and Thompson right back to the stripe. Foul against Braylon Hamry is his second, and the team's 7th. So Mahnomen-Waubun is in the bonus the rest of the way with 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go. 2 free throws for Anthony Thompson, and it misses off the right side. Gabe Smith, Brian Clark back in for Mahnomen-Waubun. It'll be Winnimac basketball after the free throw. Plus they can't get a rebound. They can't have a ton of empty possessions the rest of the way. It's off the right side. Hammery the rebound. So Thompson 0 of 2 from the stripe. And it starts right here for Winnimac on this offensive possession. Haugen has it tipped away from behind by Anthony Thompson as he dribbled it around him. Out of bounds. Winnimac keeps the possession. Hayden Johnson has 8 3-pointers on the game, but Winnimac trails by 10. 77-67. Johnson spinning his way at the top. Hand off to Haugen. Cut off by Thompson. Nearly lost it. Left-handed dribble downhill. Fakes to the corner. Tried to flip it to Johnson. He went left. The ball went right, and it goes out of bounds. Just the second turnover of the half. 13th of the game for Winnimac. And Mahnomen-Waubun in control in front by 10. Bounce pass. Comes into Gabe Smith. Back to Jackson, who motors it back into the front court from left to right. Out by the volleyball line, Smith. Skips it to Jackson at the top. Lutka to the free throw line. Size advantage. Spinning over his right shoulder. Shot is short. Hayden Johnson, the rebound for Winnimac. Pushes outlet. Hamry, the layup. Misses, but a foul and 2 free throws coming for Braylon Hamry in a 77-67 game. Mahnomen-Waubun by 10. The foul against Anthony Thompson is his 3rd. Team's 5th. And big free throws here for Braylon Hamry to get it back to a single-digit deficit. First free throw is up and good. Winnimac 0 of 3 from the line in the second half up to that point. 8 points for Braylon Hamry. A second free throw on the way. And Hamry gets the shooter's roll and the shooter's bounce. He's got 9 points, and it's 77-69. Mahnomen-Waubun in front. Winnimac needing a stop with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Jackson down the lane, and a whistle, a foul, and one. Ethan Jackson finishes on the right side. And the foul against the Winnimac Patriots goes against Jaden Haugen, his 3rd, team's 8th. And Jackson at the line for one more. Free throw from Ethan Jackson is up, and he's got 30. 80-69, Mahnomen-Waubun in front by 11. Winnie-Mac basketball. Johnson left wing. Driving in, hands it off to Hamry. Left-handed dribble, downhill. Hamry all the way to the rim. Wide left on the floater. Jackson the rebound for Mahnomen-WAUBun. Left to right for the Thunderbirds with 2:25 to go. Jackson driving on Langseth, put his hands down, and he's going to get called for a foul. Foul against Langseth is his second. A 1-and-1 upcoming for Ethan Jackson, who's leading the way for the T-Birds with exactly 30 points, 7 rebounds. Free throw is up and rattled in. 81-69. 31 points by Jackson. Second free throw on the way, and he left that one short. Hamry the rebound, Winnie-Mac right to left. Down by 12. Johnson right corner. Fakes to the top, goes baseline. Skip out to Haugen. Left wing, 3 off the mark. Hayden Johnson comes down with the offensive rebound for the Patriots. Putback misses off the front of the rim. Jackson another rebound. Outlet. Hodak running free off the bottom of the backboard. Rebound to Johnson, and Winnie-Mac back the other way. Right to left, Hayden Johnson, and that should be a blocking foul. Lutka was inside the restricted area, but they're going to say a charge anyway. Boy, I don't know. Takes the charge. Lutka taking the charge on Johnson. Thought that was going to be a blocking foul all the way, but here's the inbounds now for Mahnomen-WAUBun. And they can't get it in, and they tried to save it on the baseline off the tip ball. Thompson went sliding out of bounds. So Mahnomen-WAUBun turns it over in an 81-69 game. Baseline out of bounds. Courtney has to get it in, throws it to the right wing. Hayden Johnson puts up a 3, and he puts in another. 35 points for Hayden Johnson, but is it too little too late? 81-72. Lutka lobs it, sideline, Thompson, and like a receiver on a pass down the near sideline. Thompson caught it. Haugen, the free safety, leveled him, and it's a foul against Jaden Haugen. That'll be his 4th. 2 free throws coming for Anthony Thompson of Mahnomen-WAUBun. A free throw game, so Winnie-Mac now hoping Thompson can't get either free throw to fall. Good free throw shooter, though, the sophomore Anthony Thompson. 8 points all in the second half. First free throw, puts it in. Now with 9 points, and the lead back to 10. 82-72 for Mahnomen-WAUBun, looking for their second win of the season. They beat BGMR back in December. And Thompson converts on both, 83-72. He's now in double figures with 10. Winnie-Mac right to left, Hamry across the 10-second line. Runs into a ball screen with Cordier. Left-handed drive, short corner, out to Johnson. Left corner 3, short off the front. Johnson gets tied up with Gabe Smith off the rebound, and a jump ball, and the basketball back to Mahnomen-WAUBun after the board. 90 seconds to play, 83-72. Thunderbirds is trying to hang on in front by 11. Winnie-Mac trying to force turnovers and do so in a hurry. Lutka inbounding, middle of the floor to Jackson. Everybody clears out, turns over his left shoulder, races down the near sideline, flying through, layup misses. Lutka's putback, though, is there. 22 points for Brody Lutka to go along with 13 rebounds. Haugen into the front court for Winnie-Mac. Down the lane, and Jaden Haugen with the left hand for 2. He's got 3 points. 83-74. Mahnomen-WAUBun in the backcourt. Lutka down the near sideline. Cornier bails off. Lutka gets inside, drives in on Langseth, and a shot up from 9 over the top of Langseth is down from the right side for Brody Lutka, who now has 24. 85-74. Here's a deep 3 by Hayden Johnson off the left side. Lutka hauls in another rebound. And Brody Lutka with a double-double with 24 points, 14 rebounds. Mahnomen-WAUBun by 13. And they're going to escape Winnie-Mac with their second win of the season. Jackson inside the dome, spinning, kick out, right corner. Smith doesn't take the 3. Inside to the right block to Jackson. Spins over his right shoulder, patiently working underneath. But that's off the mark, but Lutka wrestles away a rebound. 2 rebounds that time for Lutka. And his put back in with 26 points, 89-74. And a steal by Hodak back the other way, and he's going to hold on to it. And Mahnomen-WAUBun will run out the clock for their second win of the season. Your final score on the Windforce Insurance Agency scoreboard, the Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds beat the Winnemac Patriots 89-74. The Thunderbirds improved to 1-7, make it 2-6 on the year, rather, and Winnemac falling to 4-8 on the season. Your post-game report coming up after this on 1480 AM and 99.7 FM KKCQ.
Your full-service insurance agency is Erskine Agency Incorporated in Erskine. Not only do you get hometown service, but at Erskine Agency Incorporated, you get multiple insurance companies to choose from. Whether it's home, health, auto, life, or farm insurance, Erskine Agency Incorporated has you covered.
American State Bank, Erskine and Grigla can provide you with all the banking services that your family needs, from personal to business or farm banking. They also have mobile banking, bill pay, and you can sign up for the convenient e-statements too. Hometown banking with your neighbors and friends. American State Bank with offices in Erskine and Grigla. Member FDIC.
Polk County Public Health and Norman-Mahnomen Public Health, together, we'd like to remind you how important yearly checkups are for children and adolescents. These visits are an excellent time for you and your child to talk to their primary care provider about their physical, mental, sexual health, or substance use. Don't forget to catch up on immunizations, including your flu and COVID vaccine. For questions on the Child and Teen Checkups program, contact your local public health agency or find us on social media.
We have a great responsibility to deliver great power. Power that's reliable, affordable, adaptable. Power from coal, wind, hydro. Power that's here right now and that's ready for tomorrow. Sustainable power from renewables and carbon capture. With great versatility comes great power. We're all in on all of the above energy.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts, your go-to destination for convenience and support. Life can be hectic, but with Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts in Boston, we're here to make it easier for you. Need a prescription refill? No problem. Use our Nord's Pharmacy app or call our refill line 24/7. It's that simple. And guess what? Once your prescription is ready, you'll receive a handy text alert. Quick and convenient. Don't have time to step out of your car? Our drive-thru is open.
Post-game report tonight on KKCQ. Mahnomen-WAUBun defeating the Winnemac Patriots 89-74. Yeah, and we're going to talk with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, who had 31 points, 9 rebounds. Ethan Jackson. And Ethan, what a game tonight. First of all, props to you. And a game against the Winnemac Patriots, very winnable game. You guys were able to take care of business. What was the scouting report against the Pats coming into tonight?
It was really all about defense and rebounding, because we weren't rebounding good any other time, so our main goal was rebounding.
What does it take to out-rebound a team and be good rebounders?
It's really about boxing out and timing.
Timing, okay. And rebounding, too, is it more of an energy and effort type thing for you guys, or is it, is it truly strategy? You got to box them out and stuff like that, or could you solely out-rebound a team based on just your effort?
No, it's all of it, all above.
It's all of it. There you go. I like that answer. Joe Cornier for the Winnemac Patriots is a premier scorer, and I'm sure Coach Clark talked about him in the locker room, probably wrote his name on the board, circled his name, all that good stuff. Against him, to slow him down, what did it take tonight for you guys defensively?
We had to face guard him because we knew he was a scorer, and then whenever he drove, like, in the lane, we had to help, and then we just prayed he missed.
Well, he missed a little more than Hayden Johnson did for Winnemac, so when you see him knocking down three-pointers, what are you thinking defensively? Is it a little demoralizing, and you guys all kind of look at each other like, what do we do, or what happens at that point?
That's when we play more defense. We get out, and we just help a lot.
All right, well, let's talk about your game. 31 points. I thought you played a quality game against Sacred Heart last week as well, one of the premier teams in the West subsection. What were you seeing out there that allowed you to get a 30-piece?
My teammates passing. We knew they were a smaller team. Get in the lane. Teammates saw me a lot. I'll take it.
You stepped into a lot of three-pointers with confidence tonight. You're sort of a stretch four type of player. You can step out, shoot the three. You were really working from the mid-range area as well with your back to the basket and getting to the inside. So when you get it at that free throw line area, what are you thinking to try and attack? You can pull up or drive. What were you thinking for most of tonight?
Pump fake, drive, and dish to Brody.
there you go. That works. He had a big night tonight too. 24 points. I've got him for 16 rebounds. You guys out-rebounded Winnemac 39-27, so I think it's safe to say that you guys accomplished your goals tonight.
Yeah.
Ethan Jackson, congratulations on the win tonight, and our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Thanks for coming up, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, Ethan Jackson, our Player of the Game tonight here for the Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds. At 31 points, 8 rebounds. Really nice night for the junior Jackson, and Brody Lutka had a big game tonight too. We'll talk about all those numbers here in just a little bit. Ethan Jackson, the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, played a little spoiler at 31 points and 8 rebounds in this one. We're going to take another timeout, come back with some post-game awards, probably get Coach John Clark Jr. to come up here after a little bit as well, but a fun one tonight for Winnemac, 89-74. It's Mahnomen-WAUBun over the Winnemac Patriots on KKCQ. The post-game continues after this.
Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts, your go-to destination for convenience and support. Life can be hectic, but with Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts in Boston, we're here to make it easier for you. Need a prescription refill? No problem. Use our Nord's Pharmacy app or call our refill line 24/7. It's that simple. And guess what? Once your prescription is ready, you'll receive a handy text alert. Quick and convenient. Don't have time to step out of your car? Our drive-thru is open late until 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Talk about convenience. Visit Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts in downtown Boston, your friendly neighborhood pharmacy ready to serve you.
Hey, Dad, brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Insurance made easy with the First National Insurance Agency of McIntosh.
An 89-74 for the Mahnomen-WAUBun Thunderbirds, an 89-74 win for the Thunderbirds tonight. Coach John Clark Jr. with us on the post game. And Coach, our conversation in the pregame show, we talked keys to the game, we talked about rebounding. How do you feel like the guys did tonight? I got you out rebounding Winnemac 39-27 tonight.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job on the boards. You strive to get the ones you're supposed to and a few you're not supposed to, and I thought we did get a few we weren't supposed to. So, we had one little stretch there where we were tired, and I thought we got a little lazy, but other than that, we rebounded the ball well, and, we played mostly zone, and it's hard to rebound out of a zone sometimes, but we did a good job tonight. I thought we did a good job of getting to our spots and where we're supposed to be to rebound the ball, so... when that's a key and you win that key, you're in good shape.
Defensively, I was just talking with Ethan as he came up here, and I'm sure you guys were keying in on Joe Cornier, who can score the rock on any given night. At 17 points, they're all in the first half. But then Hayden Johnson for Winnie-Mac catches fire. I think he hit 9 3-pointers. I haven't totaled them up. But what are you telling the guys at that point when you're stopping one of their guys, but then another one just absolutely can't miss?
Well, we didn't stop either one the first half, and that was the problem. We're not good enough that we're going to take away all 5 guys, so we got to pick our poison. And I was disappointed that, we let Joe get some open looks in that first half, and he's going to make them. Second half, very determined effort to take away that, and then I don't think he scored the second half, so obviously that was huge. Sometimes you gotta live with other things, but sometimes you just tip your hat. Kid makes 9 threes. That's an impressive shooting night. I don't care who you are or where you are. So, I thought both teams shot it pretty well from the outside. We hit some good shots too. So, you wouldn't expect 2 teams, I think, that are struggling a little bit this early in the year to come out and shoot the ball so well, but made for an entertaining game.
Yeah, you said it before the game too, that you might not have a high shooting percentage, but it was the opposite. It felt like all night long you guys couldn't miss, and it was up and down, and like you said, very entertaining.
Yeah, it was up and down. We missed some shots. We made some, though, and that's the key. Early in the year, we weren't making anything. It was a lot of missing. And it seemed like when we missed easy ones, it got in our heads, and we got down on ourselves so bad. But I thought we did a good job tonight playing even keel. We didn't really get down on ourselves, and our body language and our composure was much better. Even we had a pretty good lead there, 13 or 15 points, and Winnie-Mac came storming back. And earlier in the year, I think we would have melted, to be honest with you. And tonight we hung in there and hit a couple shots ourselves, got a couple stops, and able to pull out a win.
Ethan Jackson and Brody Lotka, the sort of two-headed offensive attack tonight. Ethan at 31 and Brody with 26, and Brody so aggressive underneath, the size advantage, a ton of rebounds. I had him for 16 rebounds tonight. Your thoughts on those guys' performance?
Well, I thought, they obviously performed very well, but again, that goes to their teammates. I thought we executed the game plan well. We thought we could get something going inside, and our guys did a great job of getting them the ball in good positions, and they made plays too, but get 16 rebounds, that's just a lot of heart and guts and desire, and Brody does that. If Brody's not tired, he's a tough kid to stop off the boards, because he does go after it. Got to get him in a little better game shape. So, but yeah, we'll take that out of those two every night for sure.
An opportunity to get better coming up on Thursday against the Bagley Flyers, and another winnable game too. So trying to stack a couple of games together. You're on a tough stretch of games, and it gets even tougher next week. But the Flyers should be fun on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely 2 evenly matched teams. So. Certainly a chance to win the game. Obviously, not going to be given to us. Got to play well, but I'm just pleased that we've shown a lot of improvement here. Like I said, we were a very bad basketball team early in the year, and to see our kids having fun again, I think that's the big key. Is basketball's fun again. It's no fun when you're struggling and just getting your butt kicked. It's much funner when the games are competitive and you're seeing the ball go through the baskets. So hopefully that having that fun and enjoyment gets you more confidence and you play better, so we can string a couple 2-3 here together maybe.
Well, you're certainly having some fun tonight. Coach, thanks for coming up. Good luck on Thursday. We'll see you then.
Thank you very much, Dawson. Have a good night.
All right, you as well. Coach John Clark Jr. of the Mahnomen-WAUBUN Thunderbirds with us on the post-game report tonight. It's the Thunderbirds winning by 15, 89-74 was the final score here in this one, as the Thunderbirds defeat the Winnie-Mac Patriots in this game to get their second win of the season. They're 2-6 overall here this year. I think 85-74, I beg your pardon. 85-74 was the final score here in this one. Let's take a look at your game summary as we continue with some post-game segments. Your game summary brought to you by TDS Fertilizer and TDS Trucking and Fertile. Back and forth first half, Winnie-Mac was able to take an 8-0 lead at one point, 21-13. And that was part of an 8-0 run from the 13-13 mark, and taking the 21-13 lead, and Mahnomen-WAUBUN was able to work their way back into it, got it to a 29-24 game. That was a timeout in the second half. in the later parts of the first half, and truly just back and forth throughout the second half. Mahnomen-WAUBun would take a lead late in the first half, 40-39, and then a lead into the locker room, 42-41. In the second half, it was the Thunderbirds taking the advantage. 49-46 would go up 51-46, 53-46, a Winnie-Mac timeout at the 13-minute mark. And just going through our totals, Mahnomen-WAUBun did not trail in the second half at all en route to the 85-74 victory here in this one. That's your game summary. Kind of a tale of two halves for Mahnomen-WAUBun, back and forth in the first half, and they sort of get a little tighter defensively in the second half. Winnie-Mac not as sharp offensively in the second half, but the Thunderbirds win at 85-74 by 11 points and improved to 2-6 on the year. As that's your game summary, brought to you by TDS Fertilizer and TDS Trucking in Fertile. Whether you need top quality fertilizer or custom chemical applications for your crops or reliable trucking services, TDS has you covered. Proudly supporting our local teams and helping you grow, TDS Fertilizer and TDS Trucking. Post-game report continues after this. We'll take a look at your sub-stars, players of the game, a look ahead at what's next, and send you on your way here on your Tuesday night. Mahnomen-WAUBun beats Winnie-Mac in boys basketball 85-74.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
I highly recommend GVT. It was the best decision I ever made.
It's so pleasant to speak with a real person who's knowledgeable, efficient, and effective in their position. The quality and reliability of our internet, TV, and cell service instantly improved.
Buffering is a thing of the past. We switched to Garden Valley Technologies for our internet service and couldn't be happier.
Be a part of our growing family and share in our success.
At Christian Brothers Ford of Crookston, we make buying your next vehicle easy. Not only do we have a large selection to choose from, but we also offer them with a wide range of options. Whether it's the F-150, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Ranger, we'll find the vehicle that best fits you and your budget. Check out the selection at ChristianBrothersFord.net or ChristianCarsOnline.com. Find your next vehicle at Christian Brothers Ford, Highway 2 East in Crookston.
Hi, this is Jim, and with Bernie Berkemeyer, we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us in enchanting Ireland June 25th to July 4th. Experience the ancient history, natural beauty, and the warm hospitality of Ireland. We travel across this beautiful country visiting places like the Kilkenny Castle and the breathtaking cliffs of Moher. Visit holidayvacations.com.
To the post-game report tonight on KKCQ 85-74. Mahnomen-WAUBun defeating the Winnie-Mac Patriots in this one. Post-game awards, back to your sub of the game, brought to you by Main Street Station in Delia Fertile. 6 points, 3 rebounds, some big buckets in the second half, trying to sort of get a run together for Winnie-Mac. I'm going to give your sub of the game to Austin Langseth for the Winnie-Mac Patriots. 6 points, 3 rebounds, big points in the second half. And Coach Cornier told us in the pregame show he wanted to see more of his guys be aggressive, be threats offensively, and that certainly happened tonight up and down his roster. I thought Austin Langseth, a big role in tonight's game off the bench as the sub of the game. Sub of the game brought to you by Main Street Station in Delia Fertile. Currently looking for full and or part-time help. Stop in or call 218-945-6488 for an application at Main Street Station in Delia of Fertile. Stars of the game brought to you by the Foston Chiropractic Clinic. A couple of stars as we take a look at Mahnomen-WAUBun first. 10 points, 3 rebounds. I'm going to give a star to Anthony Thompson for Mahnomen-WAUBun. 2 other stars, 17 points, 3 rebounds. Joe Cornier had 17 points in the first half. Did not score in the second half, but a big-time player, of course, for Winnie-Mac. And then Hayden Johnson at 35 points and 9 rebounds. He could not miss from downtown tonight, totaling up his 3-pointers. He had 4 in the first half And then he had 8 for the game, so 4 in each half. It took me a while to add him up, so he certainly had a big night. Hayden Johnson, 35 points and 9 rebounds for the Winnie-Mac Patriots. Joe Cornier, Hayden Johnson for Winnie-Mac, and Anthony Thompson for Mahnomen-Waubun are your stars of the game. Brought to you by the Foston Chiropractic Clinic. See Dr. Gabe for chiropractic, acupuncture, wave therapy, hydro massage, and nutritional supplements that will keep you healthy all year long. Foston Chiropractic, located at the stoplight in Foston. Call 218-435-6186. The power player of the game, brought to you by Wild Rice Electric, had 26 points and 16 rebounds for Mahnomen-Waubun. I'm going to give that to Brody Lotka for the Thunderbirds. 26 points, 16 rebounds. Brody was powerful on the inside, and he was doing a lot of work really just inside the painted area all night long. Some floaters, little jumpers, had a couple tough fall-away jumpers on the night, and he was aggressive underneath and rebounding the basketball at 26 points, 16 rebounds. Brody Lotka, the power player of the game. Power player of the game brought to you by Wild Rice Electric. We'll take a timeout. On the other side of the break, we'll announce the Enbridge Energy player of the game, some final stats, and sign off and send you on your way on your Tuesday night. Mahnomen-Waubun beats Winnie-Mac 85-74 in boys basketball here on KKCQ.
Hi, this is Jim, and with Bernie Berkemeyer, we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us in enchanting Ireland June 25th to July 4th. Experience the ancient history, natural beauty, and the warm hospitality of Ireland. We travel across this beautiful country visiting places like the Kilkenny Castle and the breathtaking cliffs of Moher. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Linforce Insurance Agency in your viewing area if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
At Cenex, we're more than your gas station. We're your neighbor. We've got soup when you're under the weather, and treats when you're over the moon. We've got fuel when you've got places to go. And most of all, we've got a big heart when it comes to supporting this community, because it's our community too.
Best of luck to all the area sports teams from the Brooks, Oakley, McIntosh, and Red Lake Falls Cenex stores.
85-74, the final score tonight down the Linforce Insurance Agency scoreboard. Mahnomen-Waubun defeating the Winnie-Mac Patriots in boys basketball. Let's take a look at the Enbridge Energy player of the game. Had 31 points and 8 rebounds. Ethan Jackson was outstanding for the T-Birds in this one. We talked with him a little bit after the game. Talked about his ability to score the basketball, their keys to the game. Talked about rebounding and defense being a big key. And Mahnomen-Waubun cashed in on their keys to the game tonight and had a nice performance. They win 85-74. Their final score here tonight. Ethan Jackson, the Enbridge Energy player of the game, with 31 points and 8 rebounds. We passed off a t-shirt to Ethan for his performance tonight. Taking a look at your final stats, brought to you by Smile Designs in Foston. First for Mahnomen-Waubun, led in scoring by Ethan Jackson with 31 points, 8 rebounds. Brody Lotka had 26 points and 16 rebounds. Anthony Thompson with 10 points, 3 boards, 8 points for Hudson MacArthur, 7 for Tate Hodek, all in the first half. 6 points, 8 boards for Brian Clark, and a 3-pointer for Gabe Smith. For the Winnie-Mac Patriots, they were led by Hayden Johnson, who was unconscious from downtown. really all night. He had 8 3-pointers, had 35 points and 9 rebounds. Joe Cornier, 17 points, all in the first half, 3 boards, 6 points for Austin Langseth, 9 points and 5 rebounds for Braylon Hamry, and then 2 points apiece for both Ryan Berg and Colton Scow, and 3 points for Jaden Haugen in this one. From the Bagley Co-op Association free throw line, Winnie Mac shot 8 of 13 for 61%. Mahnomen-WAUBUN shot 10, made 6. They were 6 of 10, that's 60%. Turnover totals, Winnie Mac with one more than Mahnomen-WAUBUN, 13-12. And rebounding in this one, it was Mahnomen-WAUBUN out-rebounding Winnie Mac 40-27 overall as a team. As those are your final stats, brought to you by Smile Designs in Fosston. At Smile Designs by Sandwick, we are committed to your health, beauty, and relaxation. Visit our website today to book an appointment for braces, clear aligners, therapeutic, or cosmetic aesthetics. And after your appointment, schedule to relax and unwind in our state-of-the-art massage chair. Mahnomen-WAUBUN improves to 2-6 on the season after tonight's win. Winnie Mac falling to 4-8. Let's look ahead at what's next. Brought to you by the Crookston and Fosston Eye Clinics. With the win, the Thunderbirds are 2-6. Like we said, they're at Bagley on Thursday, and we'll have coverage of that one across the R&J Broadcasting Incorporated family of stations. Mahnomen-WAUBUN, the Thunderbirds versus the Bagley Flyers. Take a look at it, and that game will be on Gold 101.5 KRJM. After that, the Thunderbirds are on the road at Red Lake on Monday, a part of a girls and boys basketball doubleheader. That's the final of 6 games in a row on the road for Mahnomen-WAUBUN. You'd think that's a tough stretch of games, but next week for the Thunderbirds, they play 5 games next week. And it's a really tough stretch as far as their opponents go. On Monday, like we said, they're at Red Lake. Quality basketball team. Norman County East, Euland Hitterdall, they host them on Tuesday, currently in the top spot of the south of the Pioneer Prairie Conference. And then they host Ada Borup West, and then they host Park Christian, and they're at Dilworth, Glendon Felton on Saturday for Mahnomen-WAUBUN. For the Winnie Mac Patriots falling to 4-8, they'll be at Kitson County Central this Thursday and at Goodridge Grigla on Friday. That is your look ahead, brought to you by the Crookston and Fosston Eye Clinics. You should take a look at your calendar and ask yourself, when was the last time you had an eye exam? If you're asking yourself that question, you should probably schedule your next eye exam by calling the Crookston Eye Clinic at 218-281-2020 or the Fosston Eye Clinic at 218-435-2424. Thank you to our sponsors that you heard throughout our broadcast tonight. We do a lot of games throughout the winter season, fall, winter, and spring for that matter. They're not possible without the help of our sponsors. We enjoy doing them. I say thank you to those sponsors. You should say thank you to them too. The advertisers you heard throughout the broadcast, or at the very least, as we always say, tell those sponsors thank you. Also, thank you to you, the listener, for tuning in tonight, whether it was on 1480 AM or 99.7 FM. KKCQ. Maybe you are streaming us online at rjbroadcasting.com or from the comfort of your own home, watching and listening on Garden Valley channel number 30. We thank you for taking us along with you, making us a part of your Tuesday night, and we sincerely hope you enjoyed tonight's game broadcast. For the final time tonight, the final score on the Lynn Forest Insurance Agency scoreboard, the Mahnomen-WAUBUN Thunderbirds defeat the Winnie Mac Patriots in boys basketball 85-74. I'm Dawson Peterson reporting from a now empty Winnie Mac School Gymnasium, signing off and saying so long right here on 1480 AM and 99.7 FM KKCQ.